Today's question comes from Alan in Ohio. He writes, I live in an apartment, but I'm looking to get a home in the next year to year and a half. I work as a design engineer and currently make $25 an hour. I've got $25,000 in student loan debt to the government, and I graduated in May of 2020. I want to know of any side hustles that can help me pay off my student debt and help me build a comfortable life for a future family.
Thanks for the question, Alan. I love this question.
Great
and when you talk about somebody of Alan's credibility, or the word I'm looking for is actually pedigree, because he goes to school and he gets an engineering degree, right? And so engineers can command really good money, not just in salary, but in freelance hourly rates. And the freelance economy is what it's being labeled as right now. The gig economy is another term you hear. It's just fancy language for it's a side hustle. It's above and beyond my full-time job. And professional, white-collar, skilled jobs have more freelance opportunity than ever before, George, because of this weird economy we're in, where we have 10.1 million jobs available, but only 8 million people unemployed. So companies are also worried about recession, and so they've cut back. So instead of hiring a full-time employee, they're looking for a contractor. And you've done this work before. And in his situation, where I would start, the practical advice is his top 2 or 3 skills is where he's looking as an engineer. And he's separating those, and he's going, okay, I'm really good at this, this, and this. And so now he's looking out there where are freelancing opportunities, because he brings credibility in that degree and everyday experience. And that's where he's going to get the biggest bang for the buck, is actually his professional skills.
Absolutely.
Now, he can do other things that we're going to talk about in a minute for everybody, but you've done this.
I live this out.
You actually did this, and I wanted you to share this because you made really good money using your existing professional skills.
Yes. So first of all, I was willing to do anything, and so I was driving for Uber and Lyft and doing some of the normal side gig
early
economy
adopter
stuff.
on that.
I got some sign-on bonuses when they first came to Nashville, when Uber and Lyft showed up. So they gave me like $1,000 to do like 3 rides. It was great. So it was some great side money. But beyond that, I went, I don't like driving strangers around. It's not something I enjoy. Can I find a side gig I enjoy doing that I'm good at? That's when I went, I've got marketing skills. And I found this post I did, Ken, back in, this is 2019. I was trying to save up for our down payment for the home.
Oh, is this from your personal blog?
This is my personal blog, my Zanga page. Here's what it says. If you need help with social media, email marketing, branding, copywriting, content creation, website creation, podcasting, video, audio production, keynote presentations, DM me for consulting work. And I got some great gigs helping small business owners, authors, speakers build websites in Squarespace. I was making $1,500 a website.
$1,500?
Yeah.
And were you using one of those?
The website in a box, Squarespace.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that was one. I did marketing consulting back in when I was getting rid of my consumer debt. I think I made $23,000 doing that part-time.
Yeah.
Nights and weekends.
It's very doable. All right. So let's also bring this down to summer jobs for kids trying to make money for college.
Teachers, too, that are
single
out
moms,
for the summer.
People that are trying to make extra money. We've got an article that we did at RamseySolutions.com. We're not going to go through all of these. And I've got some personal anecdotes, some stories here, what I'm seeing young people do that can be done, quite frankly, by anybody. But you mentioned Uber and Lyft. Let's just say delivering food, delivering groceries, delivering people to places is still a very, very accessible opportunity. Now, I will say this. It comes with wear and tear on the car. I've interviewed some of these drivers. And I think, George,
you got to weigh it.
You got to weigh that. Like, okay, the wear and tear, insurance, all that kind of stuff, gas.
Yes, make sure that you're covered. Contact your auto insurance. Do not surprise them. If you get in a wreck while driving for one of these apps, you may not be covered.
Yeah.
Don't say I didn't tell you so.
Okay, here we go. Here's some creative things. Photographer, tutoring, in any type of topic there. Also, online teaching is an opportunity for a lot of people.
That's big.
The one that I love on the list, and I'm seeing this, is the reselling. People that are going to flea market, the flea market flipping.
That's big.
You can really score and make some really good money. Now, you got to know what you're doing.
Yeah, garage sales, yard sales, flea markets, even Goodwill.
Yeah.
Buy stuff for cheap and look it up on eBay, see what it's selling for, and go clean it up and flip it.
The one that I love sharing, I shared this on my show recently about a young lady who had just graduated from law school, and she was looking to get on with a firm and wasn't finding what she wanted. She's trying to figure it out, and she stumbles into someone who says, I've got some friends who want someone to walk their dogs. They've got 3 dogs. And she says, well, what do they pay? And it's really, it was pretty good in New York, Manhattan.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, that's big money there.
So she starts doing it, and she realized, like this is really good money for my time. She now makes over $130,000 a year in Manhattan with a dog walking service, to where now she's got so many clients that she farms it out, if you will, to other people, but she's clearing over 6 figures walking dogs.
That's amazing, which is well over $60 an hour, by the way.
It's fantastic.
If you're doing the math at home.
All right, here's a fun story, George. My wife, Stacy, shared this story with me of a young man in our neighborhood right here in Franklin, Tennessee, who's making several $100s a week. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, hit me.
Power washing.
This is a big one.
Garbage cans.
A power washer costs you can get them for $100.
Yeah. And so you got these nasty, stinking garbage cans. I never even thought about it. And he's going around, he's pressure washing these garbage cans.
You can charge $15, $20 a pop for these.
Yeah.
And it takes you a few minutes.
Yeah. Here's another absurd one. And I say it's absurd that people pay for this. But folks, we live in a world where people have so much disposable income. All you got to do is think about, can I solve a problem? Now, this is absurd. But this is my neighborhood again. This guy's 55 years of age. He's retired, but he does this just for fun, and he's making he's making over $5,000 a month. You ready for this? Picking up glass bottles.
What?
And recycling them for people. They just put them out there. They don't want to get rid of them. They think they should recycle, but they don't want to deal with it. And he goes around and picks them up, and he's charging people very handsomely. But he has several hundred homes where he's picking up.
I know where you live, Ken. I may roll around that neighborhood and see
pick up some glass.
Who's throwing money out. Like, that's wild.
Is that not absurd?
It's a great side hustle. I saw one in my neighborhood painting mailboxes. Your mailbox gets a little weathered, a little worn. Wow. We'll repaint the mailbox. So you can get so creative. And let me tell you, dog walking and pet sitting, one of the most lucrative things out there. You can charge $25, $30 an hour.
One of my kids is going to make $1,000 over 8 to 10 days dog sitting another golden doodle who looks just like our dog Ellis.
You know what I did the other day? Got my car
it's
mobile.
Happening. My house. James, he's looking at me like I'm nuts. I'm not kidding you. It's 10 days we're watching this dog, $1,000.
That's insane.
That's the market rate.
I might do it.
You might?
Maybe. I'm open to it. But this is another one, Ken. Mobile car detailing. Show up in someone's driveway.
Big bucks.
Use their water spigot and clean their car. I paid a guy to do this last weekend. He did my car. He did such a great job. I said, come back tomorrow, do my wife's SUV.
What did he pay?
I think it was $100 and maybe $125 for an SUV. So in a few hours, he made $100. Another few hours, another $125. And he can do 3-4 of these a day.
Wow.
That's some serious money.
Yeah.
So get creative, and the more you're willing to put effort in, the more money you're going to make. If you want to sit at home and take little surveys on your phone, you're not going to make good money. I'm sorry.
So why do we spend time on this? Because there are a lot of people that are constantly coming into our atmosphere, watching the show, listening to the show, and they feel like getting $1,000 in baby step one is almost impossible.
It's the wages, Ken. That's the problem.
And the fact is folks, it's never been easier to make $1,000 in quick time frames to be able to get that baby step one funded, and then quite frankly keep that momentum going and walk through baby step two. So you can do it.
It's very empowering.
All kinds of options. By the way, if you want to dive in deeper to that article, RamseySolutions.com.
We're going to link it in the show notes in the description.
Very nice. Thank you, George, for all the podcasters. It's 27 side hustle ideas. RamseySolutions.com.